right. Praise, honor be to the Most High Yah, by the way of Yahushua HaMashiach, our master this day. You already know what I want. Go ahead. Go and tell them.
John chapter 5, verse 39.
After that, though, Proverbs chapter 7.
John chapter 5, verse 39.
Verse 39. What do he say?
Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, but they are they which testify of me. They are they which testify of me. You would not come to me that you may have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you.
Say it doesn't reside in you. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4. Let's see what that says. No, I meant to hit that last night. We didn't get around to it, but we continue on. You just had your Songs of Solomon chapter 5 just with your finger in it and ready to roll. You know, we'll ask y'all some questions about it too while we're going. You know what I'm saying? There's some things in Songs of Solomon chapter 5 that things you might not even talk about. But let's look at this Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4, a continuation a little bit of what we were looking at last night. What does it say, sir?
Matthew chapter 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom.
Say unto who?
Wisdom.
Say what you say.
Thou art my sister,
And what else?
and call understanding thy kinswoman.
Now what would that mean to y'all that he say that you need to say that wisdom is your sister? Now we know the Hebrew word for sister is what, everybody? And you know what one of that things that word means? That's your literal sister, and also it has another meaning. That's your half sister. Now when they say your half sister, who's half was you?
Your father.
Huh?
Your father.
Your father's daughter. Now what that take us back to?
Abraham.
Abraham.
Well, let's look at Genesis chapter 20 and let's see about that. Put it in, probably about verse 8. He said you need to call wisdom your sister. You know, wisdom is healing war. Let's see what it says.
Bereshit 20:8. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all of his servants and told all these things in their ears. And when the men were so afraid, then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What have you done unto us? What have I offended you, that you have brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? You have done deeds unto me that ought not to be done.
This should have been done. Go ahead.
And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What saw you that you have done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought, surely the fear of Elohim is not in this place.
It's not here.
And they will slay me for my woman's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister.
She is my sister.
She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my woman.
She became what?
My Isha.
My wife. Go ahead.
And it came to pass when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her,
What do you say?
This is your kindness, which you shall show unto me. At every place where you shall come, say of me, He is my Aki.
Said now, sir, the same way. Now he just said you need to call wisdom your sister. So that means, but he just said my wife is my sister though.
Adam and Eve.
It's the same token. Now, what does Sarah's name mean? That a noble woman. You know what a noble person is? Upright. Upright. So we got a definition for it right here, right? Righteous, virtuous, good and honorable, upright and decent. So now if he's telling you to call wisdom your sister, what would come to your mind when it comes to that? He's telling you wisdom is your sister, and to treat understanding as your kinswoman. Get Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 1. Somebody else get Proverbs chapter 8. Now, when we read in the book of Proverbs, what is wisdom described as?
A woman.
And we know that Eve name means what? And we know who are the representative of what? Life. So when you look at this, it's telling you to call life your sister, but to become what? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, but to become one with you. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to look at wisdom as your kinfolk and become married to it. You know what I'm saying? Where it merges and you become one with it. Tell them what Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 1 say.
Matthew chapter 8, verse 1. Does not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice?
See that? That's a key thing because he said you need to be related to both of these. It means you need to become one with them. Go ahead.
She standeth in the top of the high places, by the way in the places of the path. She cried at the gates, and at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the door.
Coming in at the door. Come on.
Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools be of an
So
understanding
you
heart.
say you simpletons. You know how bad it is for you to be a simpleton? Meaning you simple, you can't think. You dumb. You know what I'm saying? So you got some people that they may not be simple spiritually, but they simple naturally. And then you got some that's just simple on both ends. It is not good to be simple. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a simpleton. In all things, if you know you're a simpleton, do something about that. Come on.
All right. Hear. For I will speak of excellent things.
I'll do what?
Speak of excellent
What are those
things.
things you're going to speak on?
And the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth. And wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
So to sit back and say that to become a call wisdom your sister, you'll hear the right things that they speak, brother. Let's go to Genesis chapter 21 real fast. Go to Genesis 21. What it is? Probably about 35. Let's see what that is.
Bereshit 21 and 5.
See what that says.
And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Yishak was born unto him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me to laugh, so that all shall hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age.
Go ahead.
And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Yishak was weaned.
And what did she tell him to do though?
And Sarah the son of Hagar, the Mitzrayim, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast
So
out,
the wisdom or your sister, what did she tell him to do?
cast out this bondwoman
To do what?
and her son.
Didn't we just read that last night when he said get your stuff prepared for removing? Go ahead.
For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my sons, even with Yishak. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his bond. And Elohim said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in your sight because of the lad, and because of your bondwoman, and all that Sarah has said unto you, hearken unto her voice.
Now, I want to show y'all how to sit back and look at it, right? Abraham was not adverse to listening to what his wife had to say. He was really most sad about the boy. Because he knew what she was saying was right. You know what I'm saying? He just was sad about the boy. Because in his mind, this is my son. And y'all had to remind him, no, this is not the error. Because he was willing to listen to Sarah. He just was sad about his son. This is what I'm showing, like I said, call wisdom your sister. You're hearkening to somebody close to you, right? But you notice that wisdom told him, get that little wicked nigga up out of here. Get Galatians 4:24. So get that little wicked nigga up out of here. You got no time for this old wicked nigga here. Get this bald man up out of here. So when you listen to wisdom, you know what wisdom will tell you to do? You listen to your sister, that noble, you'll get the wicked and the wicked behavior from around you. You'll cast it out if you call wisdom your sister. You'll get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Which is what this man Ruach is going to do. It's got to all that stuff got to go if you're going to live. Come on to Galatians 4:22.
Galatians 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid and the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by the promise. Which things are an allegory for those that are, for these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to the bondage, which is Hagar. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answer to Jerusalem, which now is
the mother
and is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is mother of us all. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth the cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate have many more children than she which has a husband. Now we, brother, as Isaac was, are the children of the promise.
So you sit back and you call wisdom your sister. Hagar was not his sister, but Sarah was. Sarah was representative of a noble and virtuous woman. This man, Ruach, is pure. That's why he told you to the pure, all things are pure, but to the defiled, all things are defiled, and their conscience is seared with a hot iron. You know what I'm saying? So those who don't look at this man's spirit and call it their sister, or basically call it as my relative, I'm near to it, then they can't see it, neither know it, therefore they can't receive it, nor move with the wisdom and skill that they will take to defeat sin. Like what Paul tells us in Ephesians chapter 6 when he tell you to go to war, right? What did he tell you to bring with you, right? Put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, take with you the shield of the faith and the sword of the Ruach, which is the word. And this was what would cause you to be able to have skill. And all these things what he's talking about is representative of the Ruach. If you got the helmet of salvation on, you got the mind of Mashiach. You got the breastplate of righteousness on, you got a heart of faith. If you got a shield up, that means you got the things that defend you from sin, which is the word. And if you got the sword, then you got the word again. Now that you don't call wisdom your sister, you done became one with her. Wisdom gives you skill to fight. If you don't have this armor, how you gonna fight? You know what I'm saying? The dudes sit back and they read the book and they wonder why they can't defeat sin because you ain't called wisdom your sister, therefore you don't have no ability to be able to fight. Because you got to become one with it. You got to become kinfolk with it. This man say, who is my mother, right? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? But he that doeth the will of Elohim. So when this man say you doing the will of Elohim, you just became his sister because you his wife. You came from up out of him. Therefore you would look at wisdom, that's my sister. Now when we look at understanding, that's going to be insight. He's going to tell you that's going to be your kinswoman, which is again another near relative. This a relative, bro. See, we're going to see something what that means about being a relative. Because I just seen, Brother Tony just put that thing out there, man. He was like, people act like they're like, I don't know who he be talking to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he be dealing with, who he be talking to. Because I know he ain't getting none of that from around here.
So he was saying, he go to debate to see who the people of the book. He trying to say, we the people of the book?
He know he's saying that the people of the book don't fool with him. And that he wants to mess with us, but we don't want nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody else.
No, that's what his, if you pay, I know this because he done said it to me. That's what his issue is. Y'all got what everybody want and you don't want to share it. Or you look at when you say my people, you're only saying it of people who look like you and not people of other nations that's trying to do like you doing. But he know that. He not on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I don't know who he talked to. I don't know who he did it with. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to sit back and show you this here in the law in a moment. When they sit back and say this here about your relatives. Because when you look at the word, your relatives are those who serve Elohim. That's why he said all Yasharal is not Yasharal. They your kinsmen according to the flesh. But they not be your kinsmen according to the Ruach. What did he just say? He had two sons. They both his flesh. But one is a sinner and one is not. You know what I'm saying? And he told to get the sinner out of here. The promised one, you keep him here. What is the promise of you? It's his Ruach. And you look at Proverbs 8, it's referred to as wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And it's also that wisdom is a feminine word. You know what I'm saying? Even Ruach is a feminine word. So when you're saying you're going to call wisdom your sister or your near relative, that's why he's telling you to call wisdom your sister. Because you're going to do what Abraham did. He said, yeah, that's my sister. My father's daughter. Not my mama's daughter. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and finish that Proverbs 8.
Marshall 8, verse 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing for or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understand it and are right to them that find knowledge.
They said he said that's right to them that find knowledge, right? Now knowing that he said call wisdom your sister and Abraham the exalted father said Sarah is his sister or a noble woman. This is what, give me 2 Corinthians chapter 11. This is sitting back showing you that when you got to become like Sarah. A noble, virtuous woman. This is what the Ruach going to be able to do if you say you become one with that. I mean, you're going to be pure. You're going to manifest these characters of righteousness when you say wisdom is my sister. Because Sarah was Abraham's sister. She was a noble woman. She was a virtuous woman. She was an upright woman. That's why he was willing to listen to her. You don't see him kicking his life. I listen to him. Right? A man's only not going to listen to a woman if he deems that she is not of proper intelligence. And then after a while, he's going to probably start messing with her after a while. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no sense. So we're going to look at that too because it says a prudent wife is from Yahuwah. So that's a woman who's wise and circumspect and has insight. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to go along with what we read in 2 Corinthians 11. Because he gave Yahushua a wife, but she wasn't prudent. She was a dumb one. She had no wisdom. She had no fear. She had nothing. She was like a beautiful woman with a jewel in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Say a swine, like you said, a beautiful woman with no discretion is like a pig, jewels in its snout. It look good, but it's unclean. It's an abomination. Don't even do no good. Yeah, you pretty, but you dumb. Spiritually. So this don't even do me no good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no woman like that. Because say a wise woman build a household. This woman don't have that ability to do that. All she's going to do is destroy the whole thing. She don't do nothing but what Jezebel did. Or any other wicked woman you read in this book. You know what I'm saying? She's going to tear that man down. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 11. Would to Elohim you could bear with me a little in my folly.
I wish you could just bear with me a little bit because I'm kind of dumb.
And indeed bear with me, for I am jealous over you with an Elohim-like jealousy.
He said, well, that's serious right there. What do he say his jealousy like?
Like Elohim.
No, I'm talking about Elohim himself. What do he say his jealousy like? Like a fire. That's why he said you kindle a fire that'll burn to the lowest hell. And that fire was so serious that Hamashiach said, I got an immersion to be immersed with. And he said, what am I if it's already kindled? That fire, that man jealousy burns so hot, I got to kill my son behind it. That's how jealous I am about you. I'm going to kill him. You know what I'm saying? That's how jealous I am about it. See, sometimes a lot of people be jealous about people. See, this man really was committed to the love he had for his wife. That's why he was jealous about it. See, sometimes people just jealous because they just don't want that person to leave. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want you to go nowhere. Now that I'm really committed to this here, like this man was that jealous of, like, I own you. He finna tell you that you was only a spouse to me. And you went around here fooling with this God and this God and this God and this God. I'm kind of hot by that. I want to kill you though. But instead I'm going to kill your husband and then bring it back up again so you can be married to him and then you can be made pure. Go ahead.
For I have espoused you to one man.
One who?
One man. That I may present you
as a
chaste virgin.
Oh, noble woman.
To Hamashiach.
Noble woman. Look at Ephesians 5 and 25. So he said, I did all that to present you as a noble woman. Go ahead, Ephesians 5 and 25.
Husbands, love your wife even as the Mashiach also loved the assembly, and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself an esteemed assembly, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be kodash and without a blemish.
That means she'd be a pure woman, an upright woman, a righteous woman. That's why you're going to call, how is she going to be that the Ruach going to do that? What did he say? You clean from the word that I spoken unto you. How can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to that word. He say, some of you were homosexuals, some of you were whoremongers, some of you were fornicators. He say, but now ye are washed, but now you are sanctified by the name of your master, Yahushua HaMashiach. So you call in wisdom your sister, or the Ruach is supposed to purge your heart from all of these things. He say, renew your mind and be created after him that was made in true righteousness and condemnation. So looking at wisdom or the skill to be able to fight, you ought to say, that's my sister, I'm related to that. You know what I'm saying? Then that also going in that if you look at your wife, you would hope that you would be married to a wise woman. Because he say a prudent wife comes from you. So you have a lot of dudes, if they married your woman, I'm talking about they did it the word. And y'all let them marry them and that woman wasn't wise, then she didn't come from y'all, then you chose that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give you that, you chose that. Ain't really no different if you married to a man and you find out he's not wise. I mean, you chose that. Y'all didn't really have to handle that. Because we can read in the word him bringing people together. And you can see clear day, we're going to look, you can Proverbs 14:9. That man said, a prudent wife from you. And that means I gave you that wise woman. Now, we don't deal with the Apocrypha like that. But you know there's a verse in the Apocrypha talk about that. Y'all familiar with that? You know what any of y'all know what we're talking about? He say a wicked man is the portion for a wicked woman. Or a wicked woman is the portion of a wicked man. You know what I'm saying? And you don't look at some people that we don't see who say they in this way. And boy, them niggas seem that they get married after they know what time it is. And they marry a woman and she's wicked as the day is long. So that's representative of you then. Because I can't just see y'all directing no righteous man and no wicked woman and let him marry her. And he's standing. Because what did the book say? He said whom Allah even brought together. Because I had something to, so y'all bring people together. That's what the book say. He led Isaac and Rebekah, didn't he? He brought them together, didn't he? He brought Jacob and Rachel and Leah together, didn't he? can we keep going? Shoot, he brought Adam and Eve together. What you mean? Adam ain't going looking for Eve. Y'all gave him Eve. Isaac ain't going looking for Rebecca. Abraham's the exalted father specifically said, man, go find my son a wife. And when they found it, Rebecca is a prudent, wise woman. And you were there with her directly. Came and hollered at her. She said, why is it thus in my stomach? He didn't go tell somebody else, go tell her this here. He said, man, you got 2 melanations in your womb, man. You think he's going to holler at a stupid woman? She inquired. So you know she wise and that on herself. She said, what's something going on in my stomach? I don't know what it is. Let me holler at y'all about that, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You think y'all split Ahab and Jezebel together? You think y'all put all them strange women Solomon had together? He put them together with all them strange women. That was all Solomon. And what ended up having to do? See, we're going to read that in Proverbs 7. He said, if you call wisdom your sister and understanding your kinswoman, it'll keep you from the strange woman that flatter with her tongue.
Did you say that was all David with Bathsheba?
Oh, you know that was. We didn't even have to mention that. Y'all just let her keep. See, now, she wasn't wicked though. You know what I'm saying? She made a bad move on that with him. She made a bad move because she knows she had a husband. She knows she wasn't going to do that as that. But he let her marry him. But at the end of the day, remember when we looked at when Solomon said, when he came to Bathsheba and said, hey man, you sit at the right hand of the king, man, make this request for me. She made a bad move just like he made a bad move. But she wasn't a wicked woman though. Just like Abigail. Now you look at Abigail and that law, y'all put them together. But look at just what he did. He said, I will kill him and give you to a man. He took Hosea and had him marry a whore. He brought them together. Hosea goes in there and said, boy, I sure would love to get married on slut. You know, she busted now. Y'all say, well, you gonna marry your whore now. Yeah. She busted. She busted wide open though. That was the book saying. She bopping people over there, everybody passed by. She busted wide open. He ain't using it in the terminology like we said, but that's what he said over there. You open your feet, everybody pass by, you bust it over. Keep it on. That was the book saying. Ain't what I say. That man said in Ezekiel 16. You open your feet to everybody pass by. Oh, you bust it wide open. Hey. Y'all know that song. Some of y'all used to listen to it in you know what song I'm talking about.
Oh, that busted wide open.
She went to the radio. She ain't wide nobody. You know, that man said you some busting. No lyrics. No lyrics. Just say, baby, bust it wide open.
I didn't hear that song talking before.
Huh?
I didn't hear that talking before.
So you heard words.
I know I heard words.
Bobble head.
She mean, Papa, hey, all you gotta shoot through that, all you gotta do is cut on Luke and JT money. I'd have been heard. Yeah, I'm from the South, nigga. What? Florida, nigga. Bass music? Come on, bro. A jam ponytail?
But you know that? I heard of that damn pony. You put on the game with that damn pony.
A jam ponytail cause something that they just say JT money was up. We just talking about this, isn't it? You know how y'all feel? Y'all feel just like JT money. I hate hoes and hoes hate me.
What about that? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Niggas say they'll open up Catholic call. Let's keep on going. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's too young. That's too old for some of y'all. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Catholic call. Boy, they finna get extra freaky in here, boy. That's a hot box. That's like opening after 11 again. Boy, after 11, boy, they would get burnt out there every week. Niggas ain't even going after 11, wasn't no bigger than their room. Literally, after 11, right over there on the west side, boy, after 11, this room might be bigger than after 11. Well, I remember talking about homeboy was in there, and he said, boy, they went to shoot, and he said, boy, we were like sardines in a can trying to get up out of there. I ain't never going after 11. They gonna kill me. What did you know about it? Come on, let's keep going. They keep going. I done been out there. I ain't never going there. Where you stopped at? You in Ephesians 5. Where you at? Proverbs 3. You say Proverbs 3. Give me Proverbs 3, right? Now we done looked at wisdom. We see what wisdom would be to us. Especially considering that Eve is the mother of all living, representative of wisdom, which is representative of the Ruach. And he said, that's flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. You should call it. Also knowing that beloved also can go along with a couple or sister. And we're going to see that and understand that when we go back and we look at Sunday Songs of Solomon 5, right? Come on with it, man. What verse? Give me verse 8.
Mashali 3 and 8. Proverbs 3 and 8.
Proverbs 3 and 8.
It shall be health to your neighbor.
Matter of fact, it's going to make it 5.
Verse 5. Trust in Yahuwah with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding.
So don't lean on your own insight.
In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct
You know, that's what a lot of people, that's why he say that those that are led by the Ruach Elohim are the sons. He said if you acknowledge Yahuwah, he'll tell you the which way you ought to go. See, a lot of times people don't do that. That's why you go your own way. Go ahead.
Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahuwah and depart from evil.
Go ahead and get that sin from around you. Or remove, right? Get rid of the bomb. Get this stuff for removal.
It shall be health to your navel.
Health to your neighbor.
And marrow to your bones. Honor Yahuwah with your substance.
With your substance.
With the first fruit of all your increase.
Go ahead.
So shall your barns be filled with plenty, and your press shall burst out with new wine. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahuwah, neither be weary of his correction.
Stop right now. Now, I went over this here with the brothers. I didn't show y'all that last night. Go get that proverb, Genesis 3 and 8 real fast. And while you heard this Proverbs chapter 3, swing around there and get me Hebrews 12 and 5. He said, don't despise the chastening of Yahuwah. Now, who remembers what we looked at as before when he read this here representative of that fig tree? Go ahead and read that Genesis 3 and 8.
Bereshit chapter 3, Genesis chapter 3, verse 8. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahuwah Elohim called them.
No, that's right, because I said it. Ain't what we want to do. All right. 3 and 7, Genesis 3 and 7.
And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewn fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Fig leaves together. What was those fig leaves representative of again from what we looked at last night? Fruit. Bearing fruit, right? Somebody give me Matthew chapter 13 and verse 22. Now he said don't despise the chastening of Yahuwah. Now when you sit back and look at when he sewed together, when you sew something together, what are you actually doing?
You're making it one.
You're making it one. And he told you to call wisdom your what? Your sister, right? And Abraham's wife was who? And they were what? One. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 22.
What is it?
He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke out the word and becometh unfruitful.
That's why a lot of people don't bear no fruit. Because the cares and affairs of this life and all that other stuff, it choke it off. Ain't no way in the world you're going to be able to bear fruit when you got all that extra stuff going on. You're not going to focus. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But he that received the seed in the good ground is he that heareth the word.
Hear the word and what?
Understand it.
Hold on, he told you to call understanding what?
Your kin.
Understand the word and what happens? Go ahead.
Some bear forth fruit, 100-fold, 60-fold, and some 30.
Get John 12 and 23. Make it 21 or 22. So he said when you hear the word and you understand it, or you done turn around and call the word your kinswoman. And we got to get into what understanding is to a certain extent, just for those who may not know. You know what I'm saying? He said when you hear the word and you understand it, you'll bring forth fruit. See, a lot of people don't bring forth the fruit because when you hear the word, you actually don't understand it. You've been listening to it, but you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? That man just didn't say you heard it. He said you understood it. That's why he say get wisdom, but with all thy get what? Because the skill in war means absolutely nothing if you don't have the insight. And the insight is to know the Son. And if you don't know him, then you will not be successful and you will not bring forth fruit. This is what he takes. John 12:22.
Luke 12 and 21. The same came therefore to Philip, which was at Sayad of Galilee, and desired him, saying, Sir, we will see Yahushua. Philip comes and tells Andrew, and again Andrew and Philip tell Yahushua. And Yahushua answered them and said, The hour is come that the son of Adam should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you,
what did he say?
Except a corn of wheat fall into the ground
and what?
And dies, it abide alone. But if it die, it bring forth much fruit.
If it dies, it brings forth much fruit. It dies, if you die, it I don't know. If you die, it brings forth much fruit. So the key thing, when you would sit back and look at it, if you hear the word and understand it, then you would bring these things forth for removing, or you would bind that book up on his shoulder, like he said, so you could get that crown of life. That means you would die. That means you actually understand that you would be a partaker of the afflictions of the gospel. You wouldn't despise them. Hello? Come on and give me no, we're going back to you can bump to verse 1 though. Let's give me Romans chapter 6 and about verse 16. So when we looking at putting on this fig apron, it's represented because they died after they did it. Before they put the fig apron on, they died. So then he's showing because they died, they're going to bring forth fruit. That means you have to bring forth the peaceable fruits of righteousness, which you're going to read about, and then the fruits of Kadesh after this doing this here, because that seed done fell in the ground and died, and you heard the word and you understood it. Therefore, you bring forth the manifestation of that fruit. Therefore, wisdom has become your kinswoman, and understanding has become your kinswoman. Now you are directly related to it. And because you're directly related to it and it's sewn together, you become one with it, which is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone, which is why he brings two righteous people together and separates people who are not. Because they won't have the same mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why he had to die to be able to espouse himself back to a chaste virgin or Sarah, a noble woman, because I need to have the woman that got the same mind that I have. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have the same mind that I have, we're going to meet in confliction, which is what all you've seen in the wilderness. Him and his wife constantly went against each other because his mind was spiritual. His wife was carnal. She wasn't prudent. There was no way for that to happen. So he said, you know what? To get my son a prudent wife, I got to sit him down here and let him die and then make him new all over again, because she definitely ain't got no sense. You know what I'm saying? Yasharala ain't got no sense. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got none. This is why he had Jose actually go marry a whore for that representation. I said I was going to hit that thing with Jezreel. We see if we can work it in though. Come on, man. Let's roll. Yes, sir. No, Romans 6, 16. Yes, sir.
Romans chapter 6, verse 16 reads, Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. But Elohim be thanked that ye were servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered unto you. Being then made free from sin, ye became servants of righteousness. I speak after the manner of men because of the infirmity of your flesh. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness and to iniquity, even so now yield your members servants to righteousness and unto Kadosh.
Go ahead.
For when ye were servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness. What fruit had ye then in those things whereof ye are not ashamed?
Then you notice that when they did that, they were ashamed. That's why they covered themselves with it. Because I need some fruits that's going to bring forth a manifestation. I'm not going to be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? It's saying the word that a wicked woman is the rottenness to a man's bones. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know, so I don't know if y'all women really know how serious that is. Well, if you got your old wicked, no good woman, that just makes you disgusted. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's every day. I'm just disgusted. Which is why I mentioned to y'all that most people really don't want a righteous man, and most women don't really want, most men don't really want a virtuous woman. Because a wicked man should be just outright rottenness to a woman too. I gotta listen to this stupid nigga. And because you believe in Yahuwah, you're gonna follow him. Because Abigail, you don't read where it say Abigail bucked up against Nabal. She said Nabal is his name and Folly is with him. Then what she said, but I know my husband. Say he's a churlish man, you can't tell him nothing. That's my husband though. Matter of fact, she loved him enough to say, please don't kill him. I heard what you were going to do, don't kill him. She could have said, man, screw that nigga, I'm letting that nigga kill him. She showed his wisdom because he weak, please don't kill him. Didn't let him live. He's stupid. You don't know no better. That's his name. And stupidity is with it. But that shows you that's a virtuous woman. That's a wise woman. I mean, even as dumb as her husband was, she was still committed to him. And 9 times out of 10, she didn't pick this thing. See, y'all live in a society where you could be like, you know what? I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to be with him. They didn't have that choice. Abigail, that's your husband. But he ugly though. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Probably before that.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He bad though. He bad body. You know what I'm saying? You know what y'all say? You know what women sit back and do now? I think I can work with him to help him be a righteous man. Well, you go to hell with him. You work on that. You can't work to help no man be righteous. The only thing it say in 1 Peter chapter 3 is if you were already married to this person, and then you hear the word, then he say you try to win him over with your example, that he beholds your behavior, that he would want to follow the word. Still ain't no guarantee he gonna want to do that. Yeah, they done come by my side. You still rocking with this stupid nigga. Abigail and David's story show you that. David covered her. She went and hollered at David. David represented the master. He covered her. He said, you know what? You did speak some wise word to me. I ain't gonna kill her. Don't you know how many times you can read this book where wise women went and said something to a man and them righteous men listen to what the women had to say? What about when that man came up, the women came up to Moses and said, well, what about if he ain't got no hand? He said, you know what? You spoke right. You know what a stupid nigga gonna do? Man, I don't know what they're gonna come and try to tell me, son. I don't wanna listen to her. You son, dumb it. I'm gonna tell you something. A righteous man knows if a woman is devoid of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? He really knows. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna trust this woman's opinion. Let me hear your point of view. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust them. They don't think that they ain't got none and they can't drop you one here and there. It ain't consistent. A wise woman is consistent with it. You ain't gonna see her make bad decision after bad decision. Yeah, Sarah told him, man, get that hoe out of here. Say, well, you better get that snake hoe out of here. Take her bastard baby with her. And all he was looking at is, man, I don't want to get rid of the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, man, you better listen to your wife. He said, hey, I know I was gonna listen to her. I was just scared. You notice he said, don't be sad about the last. Slide in. He said, don't be sad about the last. I'm make sure he's straight. I'm gonna send him away with some water and some bread, but get that nigga from around. He listened to it. Why? Guess what? You know, and that's a representative. You sit back and you look at it on the natural level. 9 times out of 10, your old lady know if a nigga sour, she gonna let you know, man, you need to stop hanging on that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You need to get that person from around you. That's if she care about you. So a ragged hoe will be like this, well, I know that nigga don't like me. I'm waiting for that nigga to cross you, so I can go live with him. I done seen dudes do it all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Like when you know that nigga sour, you waiting for the double cross. That's ugly. That ain't tight without it. You gonna wait for the double cross? Like I said, boy, I done seen dudes get locked up, boy, they old lady go slide, the nigga they were hanging with as soon as the niggas in the jailhouse. I told you about that nigga said, why you doing me like that? Nigga only got 90 days in here, man. Boy, if she slide, nigga, you got 90 days, boy, she been sliding. She been sliding. Boy, she can't, boy, a woman can hold out on sex longer than a man can. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you got 2 years, another, well, she should be able to hold out. Ain't no book for that. I'm just intelligent. I know that from just natural living. Boy, woman can keep them legs cold. But you know what I'm saying, right? I'll put it to you this way, just a natural experience. You get locked up, your old lady might wait for you. The old lady get locked up, oh, that nigga just like some meat. I bet you don't get them up. Nigga like, oh, my old lady got 5 years. Okay. Boy, he finna sling that. But she got 6 months, he's like, you know what I'm talking about? And he might not put no money on her books. You know what I'm talking about? I done seen chicks who ride with niggas 10-year bids, boy. I ain't met too many dudes over there later on the 10-year bid. But I done seen chicks, letters, cash, all that. They're faithful. Yeah. Riding 4 or 5 hours. Well, them niggas ain't riding no 4 or 5 hours. Niggas like, babe, I'm gonna call you. Don't call her out. I can see you through the glass. Shoot, not even none of that down there. Like this here. Look here, boy. That nigga like this here, girl. I'm holla at you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna holla at you. I ain't got nothing for you.
Definitely we got kids, though.
Shoot, boy, I done seen them kids, male and female. Kids ain't on that. Them niggas is not on that. Because just by nature of, the reason why I say this here, because when you look at the nature of a woman, if she's any type of woman, she's just not gonna let people in and out of her body. You know what I'm saying? A man don't really look at it like that. He's not humbling himself. You know what I'm saying? If a man's getting humble, he's a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? Like in the book say when a woman has sex, and say he humbled her. Yeah. That means she has to really submit herself to allow this man to enter into her body. You know what I'm talking about? A man's not doing that. He's doing the humbling. So he doesn't look at it in that nature. And he's like, well, I'm trying to get off. You just notice here about how many dudes you done seen have good-looking women, soldiers, and go lay with the most bad body, rotten, dirty, and ugliest woman you can see. And the woman see like, why could you get with a woman who was less than me? It had nothing to do with what she looked like. She had a vagina, he was horny. It's not very many women that will just sleep with a nigga just because I want to have sex and I see you sleep with him. I'm talking about at the grand. You got whores, but even whores got standards. Some whores like, I just gonna sleep with this nigga. Boy, a nigga get horny, boy, he don't even care. But she fat though, bro. Look at all these old fat nasty women got children. Look at all these other hoes in the hood got children. And these niggas swear they got bad women. They don't hit nothing bad chicks. But who get these hoes pregnant then? Somebody get these women pregnant. Somebody go ahead. Well, y'all, every one of y'all know somebody in your hood be like, well, who hitting her? Bruce. That's what I said. Bruce. Somebody who was part of women. Go ahead. Hebrews 12. 12:1. I've been telling you, y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all think I'm lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. Some of y'all sit back, and then some of y'all know some niggas around the way like, well, who let him have sex with her? Who he got a baby from? Somebody let him in her? What? All right, y'all know it's like y'all think I'm just talking. Y'all know I'm serious. Y'all think about somebody right now, like, boy, I can't believe somebody got her pregnant. Not the same way, you know, you look at Biggie first baby mama, all that trash he was talking on the record about this, bro. Okay. It was a match now. 12:1, man.
I read with Hebrews 12:1.
Go ahead.
Therefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses.
Cloud of witnesses.
Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us.
Remove, get rid of.
Let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher
Of our faith. Yes, sir.
Who for the joy set before him endured the stake.
He endured the stake.
Despised the shame.
So he didn't despise the chastening of you. He didn't see you have a problem with it. That's why he say when persecution or tribulation arise because of the word, people are offended. That's why they don't bring forth no fruit. Come on.
And is set down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim. Consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest you be wearied and faint in your mind. Ye have not yet resisted unto your body, striving against it.
Go ahead.
You have forgotten the exhortation.
You done forgot.
We speak unto you, as your children, as unto children, my son, despise not the chastening of Yahuwah, nor faint when you are rebuked. For whom Yahuwah loves, he chastens and scourges every son whom he receives.
Man, we read that last night. Y'all became his adversary. He chastened him. He said he didn't even spare his own son. Go ahead. He didn't spare his own son because his son had to bring forth that fruit. Well, you all right, baby? I'm just walking to something who's scared.
If you endure chastening, Elohim deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastens not? But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers,
You are what?
You are bastards.
Go ahead.
You're not sons.
You ain't a son.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence.
You gave him respect.
Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of Ruachs live? For they truly, for a few days, chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his kudash. No chastening for the present seems to be joyous.
You thought it was joyous when the master was going through all that? You think he was just jumping up and down doing jumping jack? Yeah, go to slap him one more time.
But grievous. Nevertheless, afterwards,
What does it yield?
it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
That's
unto
why you
them.
sit back and you look at it, that are exercised by. That's why you see them putting that fig leaf on after they die, to be able to bring forth that shalom or the destruction of the authority that's attached to chaos to destroy the serpent. That's why you have to look at wisdom and understanding as your people. You need to become one with it. Because that man told you, what he said in Luke 24, right? He said, when he stuck his hand out, he said, what? Flesh and bones. I mean, say, spirit don't have flesh and bones like you see me have. Because now I'm bone, you bone of my bone, and flesh of my flesh again. You're my sister, my kinswoman. I'm near unto you, and I come to impart unto you wisdom and understanding, which is the 7 ruachs, right? That's 2 of them, right? So when you sit back and you say you done died and you covered by this fig apron that's sewn together, you become one with him who has wisdom and understanding to impart. And since he's male and female at the same time, you would look at him and say, that's my sister. And you can look at it and say, that's my brother. But in all intents and purposes, that's my kinfolk, I'm related to him. Because it's one body, it's one ruach, and it's one hope of your call. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to get to understand and get ourselves to that point, that you should look at skill and war and insight as your family. When you don't have wisdom and understanding dwelling in you, then it's going to cause you to do things that you ought not. And you won't bring forth the fruit that you need. And what did we read in Luke 13 when he walked past that fig tree and he had no fruit? What did he told him to do with it? Cut it down. So if you don't have the fruits of the ruach because you haven't allowed that word to fall into your heart and die, then guess what he's going to do when he sees you? He's going to cut you down because he's going to be looking for fruit. Ain't no fruit on this tree. Or kill him. Because he said, I was looking to take this here and eat it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted something. You know what I'm saying? You know, Paul told you that he said in order to be able to manifest the fruit, you got to do what? Be a partaker of it. Now I'm going to turn around and tell you these are the greatest apples that have ever been grown, and I ain't eating them. Here's some great apple juice. You done drunk it? No. What am I drinking for? That's why I be telling y'all, like, you can run up on people to tell them about the word, but the main thing is they want to know, especially black people, how it's working out for you, though. Don't come tell me about it and it ain't working out for you. I don't want to know about it. But when they see how it's working out for you, you say, you know what? I'm interested in that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what you got going on with that. Why? Because you partook of the fruit. Because you died to be a partaker of the fruit. You let that word fall into your heart. You understood it. 1 John 3 and 5 and 20. Hold on, finish that Proverbs. You get 1 John 5 and 7.
Mostly Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13, verse 12.
12, go ahead.
Verse 11.
Verse 11, go ahead.
My son, despise not the chastening of Yahuwah, neither be weary of his correction.
Don't be weary of it.
For whom Yahuwah loveth, he correct, even as a father of a son whom he delighteth. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom.
Find wisdom.
And the man that getteth
So
understanding.
he say you're blessed, you're increased when you find wisdom and understanding. So we knowing that sit in this room what wisdom and understanding is. That is a blessed thing to get your hands on. You know how many people on this planet don't possess that? Go ahead.
For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof of fine gold.
Now let's look at that. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 17. That's why you say with all that. So when we look at getting wisdom, we get skill and war. Now we actually know how to come back and combat sin. But getting understanding, which he said above all things, he said that's what you need to get, bro. That means you need to get the Son then. Because he said, good understanding have all those that keep his commandments. And this is his commandment, that we believe on Yahushua HaMashiach, whom he has sent. And we know from Luke 24, what did he do? He opened up the scriptures that they might understand the scriptures. So to understand the scriptures is to understand the Son. To understand the Son is to have Abba Yahuwah. To have Abba Yahuwah is to have life everlasting. Give me the second epistle of John, verse 7. Go ahead, 1 John 5 and 17.
Yukanan Allah, 5 and 17. All unrighteousness is sin, and there is a sin not unto death. We know that whosoever is born of Elohim sins not, but he that is begotten of Elohim keep himself, and that wicked one touches him not.
So we know wisdom and understanding would cause you not to commit sin, and the wicked one wouldn't be able to touch you. Why? Because you have the insight to know how to fight. Go ahead.
And we know that we are of Elohim, and the whole world lies in wickedness.
It lies
And we know that the Son of Elohim has come.
and done what?
He's given us an understanding.
So he's giving you a kinswoman or a sister or a relative.
That we may know him that is true.
So you know him that is true.
We are in him that is true.
In him that is true.
Even his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, this is the true Elohim and eternal life.
So understanding gonna give you life. You know the book say that the understanding is a wellspring of life to them that have it. So when you call understanding your kinswoman, which is again sit back kinswoman, relative, your sister, Sarah, a noble woman, guess what's gonna happen? You'll be able to live. He say understanding is a wellspring of life. The master said, he that believe on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. He said, if you would have came to me, you would have drunk and never been thirsty. So understanding produces everlasting life. Second epistle of John, man, by verse 7. Make it sense. Go on to Songs of Solomon, chapter 5.
And this is the love that we walk under his commandments. But this is the commandment.
What is that commandment?
That as ye has heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
What's that commandment?
For many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh. this is the deceiver and the anti-Mashiach.
So you sit back and look at it. Don't be worried about that beast. Because there's plenty of anti-Mashiachs out here. Plenty of them. Go ahead.
Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought.
You already said, look to yourself so you don't lose those things that you don't work for. Because if you mess around and catch yourself out of pocket, you can lose that wisdom and understanding.
But that we receive a full reward.
That you make it in.
Whosoever transgresses and abideth not in the doctrine of the Mashiach.
So if you don't abide in the doctrine of the Mashiach, what was his doctrine? I'm asking y'all, what was his doctrine? His doctrine was to believe on him whom the Father has sent him. That was his teaching. That I am the one who was here to redeem you. Follow me. Hear my voice. That was his doctrine. Because all the Father was teaching from the whole jump street was for you to pay attention to the one that would come. Go ahead.
He that abideth in the doctrine of Mashiach, he have both the Father and the Son.
If you abide in the Son, you got Abba too. Abba is life. Go ahead.
If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not in your house.
You better not let him in your house.
Neither bid him Godspeed.
Better not say Elohim with him either. What did he tell you after you do that?
For he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker of his evil deed.
You know, and dude be like, we need to scream unity. God bless you, but no, man, no, I'm good, bro. I'll let you. Oh, you might not even get a shalom from me.
Hey, so after nigga sneeze, and you be like, bless you, that pretty much wishing God be with me?
No, he's saying if somebody come bring you a doctrine. When he say this here, he talking about if somebody come and bring you a teaching. Let's just say a like say a Jehovah's Witness doctor on your door. And they just brought this false doctrine to you, and you say, Godspeed, bro. Y'all bless it, y'all be with you. Now you a party because you saying y'all standing that.
Or you want y'all to stand.
Or you want y'all to stand. Or if a Hebrew come bring a doctrine that's different than what you believe. Or different of the doctrine of Mashiach than what he taught. And you say, you know what? Shalom, brother. You will and be with you. You partake in that. You know what I'm saying? Now just somebody saying you, somebody sneezes and you say, hey, bless you. You say, hey man. You know, and you know what that tradition, if I'm not mistaken, comes from Germany. Say you know, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I think we looked that up one time. If my memory serves me correctly. It comes from German? Yeah, Germans. That they were. Your heart stopped for a second, yeah.
Or you stop breathing.
That's what they said.
And from if my memory serves me correctly, the Germans were the progenitors of that custom of when somebody sneezes, you saying that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't something that we did.
It seems like you should say something. Maybe I'm just
You used to do it. You just.
I say like somebody who don't believe or who believe it, that's pretty much is that the same thing as wishing under God's feet. You get what I'm saying? Like a Christian or something.
No, but see what I see, I understand what you're saying. The key point, what he's talking about is if somebody come bring a doctrine. That would be like you sitting in the house watching T.D. Jakes talking about just want to analyze what he teaches. Why would you even cut that on in your house? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie.
Or the same difference of like, now it's one thing if you're trying to, a nigga couldn't come to my house talking about, let me tell you about Jesus, brother. Let me tell you about the dope. Wow.
Let me tell you about the dope.
I will slam the door in your face. I will slam the door in your face like I'm straight on. The Christian people you handing me them flyers, I will ball it up in your face. Or say, you know, I don't want that, I'm straight.
Yep, they'll take it.
You know what I'm saying? Songs of Solomon 5:1, I just said them.
Songs of Solomon 5:1.
That's what it say now.
I am come into my garden.
Now where is his garden? Huh? What garden is he talking about? He said he's coming to his garden. Finish the verse for him.
I am coming to my garden, my akuti, my bride.
You see how he just called his wife his sister. Go ahead.
My akuti, my isha. I nip off myrrh with my spice. I eat wildwood bear with honey. I drink my wine with milk.
And what else?
Eat, my friends, and drink, and get drunk, my friends. I am sleeping.
Stop. You know, y'all also say drink abundantly.
I know that's
We know what he's talking about though, because we gonna have to clarify. He said we get drunk. Get drunk, my friend. See, it's sin. It's sin. Now, when we look at God, what God is he referring to? What God is that referring to?
Garden of Eden or
That's exactly what it's referring to.
which means we know Jerusalem.
So we need to go look at the Garden of Eden, right? And what was in the Garden of Eden? Because he said, I come into my garden. His sister was in the garden, bride was there. Eve was there. So guess what's going to be there? So that means wisdom is there. Understanding is there. Understand the crack? Come on, get Revelation chapter 2, man. 5 verse 5. Because remember, right? No, you talking about that song. Hey, so we know that the Garden of Eden, right? And so in Isaiah 51 it said that Jerusalem shall be as the Garden of Eden. And we know what is in the midst of the Garden of Eden but the tree of life. So let's look at Revelation 25. Now we get to the crux of the matter. You said 2:5? 2:5, tell me what that says. 2:5. And it reads,
Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and I will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. But this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of Nicolaitans, which I also hate.
he said, I hate it too.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit
Have an ear, let him hear.
said unto the assemblies, to whom that overcometh. Him that overcometh will I give to eat free of the tree of life,
The tree of life, which is where?
in the midst of the paradise of Elohim.
So this is in the midst of the paradise of Elohim. He said, I've come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. And he said, I've gathered my myrrh with my spice. When we look at the word for myrrh, you know what that's going to be? It's an Arabian gum from the bark of a tree used in sacred oil and perfume. So what is this telling us about me?
Being ready for burial is what I thought about.
And it didn't talk about remember, he said, I've gathered my myrrh with my spice.
Well, sacrifice.
Listen what he said. I came into my garden, I've gathered my myrrh and my spice. That spice is going to refer you to a sweet smelling savor. So let's look at Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 1. Because if he say I'm gathering my myrrh and my spice, I'm gathering my kadeshim then. Because he said this is a sacred oil, this is a set apart oil. So he's gathering those that have sacrificed themselves and have the ruach. Go ahead now. Ephesians 5 and 1. I'm going to get you Ephesians 5 and 1. I'm going to get you Matthew 25.
Ephesians 5, verse 1. Be therefore followers of Elohim as dear children, and walk in love as Mashiach also has loved us, and has given himself for an offering and a sacrifice unto Elohim for a sweet smelling savor.
Who else said they said it was a sweet savor? Who in the law said it was a sweet savor? Actually, I got to get Psalm 50 and 5. Who said when they say, oh, that smells good to me? Isaac did when he said Esau smells like the field which you have blessed. Sweet smelling savor. What come about the field?
Herbs.
Sweet herbs. Sweet herbs of that fruit. That's why you sit back when you offer yourself as a sweet smelling savor and you see the fig tree, that fig, hey, get what you do? That smell good right now. Some of y'all know what that like. Oh, that's some good food cooking right there. Your battery low, sir.
Sweet period.
So holla at y'all.
Herbaline.
Yeah. You want to join in on that? Yeah.
You gotta put it 2 cents.
No, I know. He know what I'm talking about. He know what I'm talking about.
I mean, hey, they gonna
What, sad?
you know, we're going out the door.
It's me. It's the same as it's always been. But check this out, right? Psalm 50, man. And verse 5. Yeah, I can't help it, man. It's in 2:13 over here. You got Matthew 25. You can get Matthew 25 because I don't have it in this book. Psalm 50 and 5, right? It says, gather my kadeshim together unto those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So when you look at it, it say he told you in Matthew 24 what? That he would gather his elect together from the four winds of the earth. What is he gathering together? He's gathering his spice and his myrrh. I'm gathering those that have offered themselves. Which goes back to what we were looking at last night about binding that book on your shoulder so you can get a crown. You got to think about that, right? You know what I'm saying? Who is he coming to gather to bring into his garden? Just an old regular nigga? What did he tell you about can't enter in the kingdom of Shaman, right? Flesh and blood can't get in there, can it? What did he put in front of the tree of life to guard it to stop them from getting in there to that fruit? A sword. You can't get to that. I just need those of mine that got birth. That got the spice. That's not charging.
Sugar.
Go ahead, Matthew 25.
Matthew 25, verse 1.
That's why you don't. Matthew 25, 1. Come on.
Then shall the kingdom of Shamayim be likened unto 10 virgins.
10 virgins.
Who took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. That they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Go ahead.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. At midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom come. Go ye out to meet him. And all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out.
So guess what then? They were asking for the oil. So who did he come and gather when he came on this? We didn't read the whole thing. Who got gathered? The ones with the oil in them. That's what he came to get. When we look at the next thing in this chapter, right, when he mentioned about he's eating with his honeycomb, right? And when we look at this word for this honeycomb, it's a heart, right? And it says it's a forest, it's a wood, it's a thicket, it's a wooded height, or basically a corpse of bushes that's higher than trees, or a honeycomb that comes out of forest or wood. What can we go out of the scripture to sit back and get an alignment of this right here? Because it says that honeycomb is referring to a honey that came up out of a tree. Jonathan, right? What are they? 1 Samuel, what? About 21? Get that from me. Yeah, 1 Samuel. What he said about the word when he compared it to honey? What he said about it was what? Got it. Just gonna sit back and get an alignment of what Jonathan was referring to. Excuse me. First Samuel chapter 14, about verse 25. He said he didn't eat of this honeycomb, so this is referring to honey that came from the tree. You know what I'm saying? We can sit back and look at it. The master is the tree of life. He's the honey that comes from the tree. Well, he's the tree where the honey emanates from. And we know that the word has been compared to as honey, and that the manna even was the same taste as honey. You know what I'm saying? First Samuel 14 to 25. So he sitting back saying, I've eaten my honeycomb with this honey. Go ahead.
1 Samuel 14, verse 25. And all they of the land came to a wood.
Came where?
To a wood.
And you find wood, you know wood is in the forest. You know in that garden, what was in that garden? There were trees.
And there was honey upon the ground.
There was honey on the ground.
And when the people were come unto the wood, behold, the honey dripped.
It dripped.
But no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath.
Go ahead.
But Jonathan heard not when his father charged the people with the oath. Wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand and dipped it in the honeycomb and put his hands to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened.
So you know what happened? He stuck his rod into this tree to get the honeycomb, to get the honey up out of it, because this is the same honey thing that we read here in our prophet in Songs of Solomon. Came from up out of a tree. He said, but when he tasted this honey, what happened?
He was enlightened.
He was what?
Enlightened.
And it said, hold on, what did it say with his eye? What happened with his eye?
His eyes weren't light.
His eyes weren't light. He was able to see. Just like Adam and when they were able to see, brother. So then let's look at something in Luke chapter 24 and probably about verse 30. Let's see if they were walking in somewhere and they happened to be walking and seeing some honey. Stuck their hand in and see if their eyes are open.
Luke chapter 24, verse 30. And it came to pass, as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed it, and broke and gave to them. And their eyes were open, and they knew him. And he vanished out of their sight. And they said one to another, did not our hearts burn with us
While he did what?
while he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the scriptures?
Then Psalm 119 said, "Thy word is sweeter than honey to my taste." So they turned around and did the same thing Jonathan did. He said he ate from his honeycomb and got honey, but they got the honey out of the tree. Amashak said, "I am the vine, he the tree of life." All these things are referring to the tree in this garden as representative of him. This is where you sit back and you look at, I get understanding or insight. They were able to get insight and their eyes were enlightened. They were able to see, which goes back to what we looked at in 1 John chapter 5. Now you know him that is true, and you are in him that is true. If you know someone, you can see them. You can understand him. He's now your kinswoman, your kinfolk. Now you can be in an intimate relationship. Because that's what Christians love to say, see, I have a personal relationship with you. That's what they like to say, right? But in actuality, in reality, even though they worded that way, the word ain't worded, you're supposed to have an intimate relationship with your Ali. You're supposed to. You don't get more intimate than being one with somebody new. If you flesh of their flesh and bone of their bones, what's more intimate than that? Come on back to Song of Solomon. So let's look at this one here, because he said, I done drunk my wine, right? With my milk.
Songs of Solomon 5.
So you gotta read that. And he said, I've drunk abundantly, O friends, drink and drink abundantly. Now when it says that, it literally says to become drunk or to become intoxicated. But he said his friends need to drink it and drink it abundantly. Now what would y'all think about scripturally, what we can sit back and look at, where he tells his friends to drink and drink it abundantly?
The blood of Mashiach. At the supper.
At the supper, right? What did he tell him in John 15? He said, I don't call you my servants, I call you my what?
Friends.
And we done went over that before. He called Abraham his what? And why he called Abraham his friend? Because he believed in him. So he said, go ahead and get drunk on this.
Drunk on life.
Get drunk, because what he told you in John chapter 6, right? Get John 6 and 54. So this ain't giving you no license to go and grab you no bottle. Yeah, this ain't giving you no license to go get you no bottle now. I did pick a dude up yesterday. He was trying to get into some fraternity. They made him drink a whole bottle of Grey Goose. But they didn't make him do it. He told him. When I went around there to pick him up cold, laid in the middle of the grab, just heard it. Oh, he said, just give us a second. You know, he doesn't drink. I'm like, yeah, you dummy. Now he thought it. They said, no, they literally said, just give us a few minutes. We just, you can start the trip. We just want to make sure you're in your car. Just trying to get it all out of him. He just sitting there laying in the grass, sitting in the grass, Indian style, hurling. White woman. But niggas do it too. What's worse than this white boy sitting in the middle of the grass, throwing up, and the nigga let the nigga paddle him? To be a part of a crew. And the white girl told me they charge $700 a semester to be a part of these organizations. So I'm going to pay you and you going to humiliate me? Oh, good. I'm going to pay you to humiliate me. Shoot, I can humiliate myself for free.
Sometimes.
For real though. I can humiliate myself. I can sit at home and drink a whole bottle of Grey Goose and be in the middle of grass going up. I'm not going to pay you $700 to do it. Shoot, man, you can go get a whore and let her spank you. Shoot, you might even get you some vagina apples. I'm going to pay some men to spank me? What type of man want to spank another dude? This man's bare buttocks is here and I have a pack.
Sometimes it's sodomized.
It's for the name. It's not for that. It's for the name.
The name? So then I'm gonna let a nigga spank me for a name? I'm still stuck on a nigga spanking me.
Hey, look, it's on you.
Man, there's only one person, there's only really two people on earth got any business spanking me. And that's your parents. I know some of y'all freaks. If you don't talk about, well, after that deal, leave that alone. Ain't no stranger for to be spanking me. Especially not no man. Man on man spanking, what do you do that at? You don't think there's nothing wrong with that? Spank me, cuz. Spank me. Come on, man.
No.
I need a jacket. I need a package. I I need a branding on my arm. Y'all niggas doing more than branding. Y'all doing something here. Y'all doing something here that's not right. It's not of God.
You get branded on.
That's not of God. Real nigga spanking another nigga. Well, for Abraham say, surely the fear you who is not. So that, and we just sitting on that, he say, oh, beloved, and beloved is another word for friend or kinswoman, right? So when he's telling you to drink abundantly, he's telling his wife to drink his blood. John 6:54.
John chapter 6.
Y'all go ahead, like, surely you who is not a nigga spanking men in here. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. Open up the door, we may know him.
Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life.
Have what?
Eternal life. And I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed.
My flesh is meat indeed.
My blood is drink.
My blood get drunk.
And he that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me and I in him.
So you better get drunk. Come on. They ain't talking about going to get you no boomstorms, nigga. No man sheds, nigga. Leave that on the shelf. You know what I'm talking about? You better go get that man blood. Somebody give me Hebrews 9:20. This nigga. Finish what you reading though.
As the living Elohim has sent me, I live by the Father. So he hath eaten me, even he shall live by me.
So when you drink this man blood, you gonna live by Abba Yahuwah. Get drunk then. Again, now get drunk on the master. He told you that in Ephesians. He said, don't be filled with wine, which is excess, but get drunk on the Ruach. That's what he told them. Yeah, put that wine down, drunk bastard. I would a lot of people want to do around here. You know what happens when you get drunk? Your inhibitions get low. You lose though. I'm just being serious though. Now, I didn't say that's for everybody, but the majority of the time when you get drunk, alcohol lowers your inhibitions, which makes you more susceptible to doing things you got no business. Boy, I knew my homegirl, the white girl, my nigga on the road right now in Ohio. She couldn't stand that nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Well, they mess around on that 151. Know about that 151? That's that Bacardi, nigga. It ain't no point. And that nigga knocked her down in the bathroom at the club, nigga. She hated herself for months. I can't believe I did that. It dropped him in the bitch. She was so drunk, she didn't know that nigga around his head. She didn't want her, he split her. He was ready to slide her too, because he knew she didn't like her. Now, if she would have been sober, you think that would have happened? More than likely, no. No, I mean, she literally, like, when I say the spot, like, she didn't hate him like that, but, like, romantically interested or physically, like, oh, no. Because he tried to holler at her, remember? She like, no, I'm straight on that girl. No, sir, no. He called on that 151, though. That 151 ain't no problem. That Bacardi 151 do something to you, boy. It's either going to make you freaky or fold you up. That's some strong alcohol, man. That Puerto Rican woman, that's some strong alcohol, man. Nigga, that's almost, I think that's like almost 80, 90 proof. What? That's much one thing.
Oh, 151. Yeah.
No, this man, I was under. That ain't no joke. Yeah, see that way. Now you talking about 150 proof alcohol. You think that's not gonna lower you? That's pure alcohol. You might as well go drink gasoline. Huh? Yeah, that's gonna do something to you. That's gonna do something to you. Why haven't I used to drink 3-4 bottles of wine? 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Don't do nothing to me. Get that 151, boy, I may be a whole other man. I'm real though, my homeboy say, my other homeboy, that nigga say, a big old fat white woman, he said, she raped me, bro. She raped me. That nigga was in that drum though. On guess what? On that 151. And she slid her big hat behind in there and mounted it. Real. Like this here, he like this here, he just sitting in the, you know how he just sitting in this shelf, like I can't, this just happened. Just rocking back and forth. Don't tell nobody about it. He didn't want to tell nobody when we caught him. They said, well, what y'all in there been doing? I went to her, bro, she got me. Because I was there. My nigga on the road right now, and he said, she got me, bro. I said, man, go ahead on, man. That girl ain't raping you, nigga. Nigga, you go on here, you went in, you gonna try to blame it on the Bacardi. That's what I was telling them. They gonna blame it on the Bacardi. That was a heavy woman, though. She might have got it. She had me trying to get it for months.
Time and opportunity.
She seized the opportunity.
Chance and opportunity.
But I was saying, though, in all seriousness, though, alcohol lowers your inhibition. I know if any one of y'all actually in here been drunk, you done did something that you probably wouldn't have done if you wasn't drunk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not in all seriousness. I'm like crack Jordan using this examples because these things that I bear witness with my own 2 eyes. Like, but yeah, it lowers your inhibitions. It's a lot of women that slept with niggas they wouldn't have slept with if they wasn't drunk. Why you think niggas go to the club and try to buy women drinks? Think he buying you a drink because he didn't want to spend $6 on a shot? He hoping boy she get drunk enough, boy she gonna go home with me to that booty there. That's what he doing it for. You think he just like, I just really want to buy you a drink since you're such a lovely lady. Nah, he be like, boy, I'm gonna get this drunk. Well, smash this one. That's what's in the back of his mind. Nah, continuing on. Nah, he was not the one that they say Bill's God. Not Bill. Bill right here trying to drop a roof on him. He right here trying to drop a quaalude.
I'm reading 9 and 20.
Hebrews 9 and 20.
This is the blood of the covenant, which Elohim hath enjoined unto you.
You one with it.
Moreover, he sprinkled with blood
Gotta get drunk then, ain't you?
both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry.
That's good. Psalm of Solomon 5 and 2. Just showing you, guess what that's going back to? Calling wisdom your kinswoman, right?
Psalm of Solomon 5 verse 2.
This is one of the reasons why he tell you not to be drunk. And then, like, you know what, it just better serve not to drink. Because one, you don't know when he determined to be drunk. And two, yeah, man, they lower your inhibitions. Look, Tony, boy, what's up with you, boy? I ain't seen you in a minute, my nigga, boy. You know I love you, boy. You need to come holler at me sometime, man. Go ahead.
Psalm of Solomon chapter 5 verse 2. I sleep but my heart awakened. I sleep but my heart wakened. It is the voice of my beloved that
knocking, saying what?
open to me. My sister.
My what?
My love.
And what else?
My dove.
And what else?
My undefiled.
And what is his head filled with?
For my head is filled with dew and my locks with the drops of the night.
Let's sit back and let's look at that, man. Now, what y'all think this mean when this man turn around and tell you this? What did come to your brain? What do you begin to think upon? This man says, this woman says, I sleep, but her heart awakes. She says, the voice of my beloved that knock. You know, beloved also, the word for beloved, adopted also means what family member? Uncle. You know what it told you in Leviticus 25, who can redeem you? Your uncle. Your uncle. Your daddy's brother. That's interesting, ain't it? So when we sit back and we look at this here, right, she said, I hear my sleep. What do you think this means that I sleep but my heart wakes?
I was there, but I'm alive.
Somebody get me what that is. I think we read it last night. That he Romans 13. He's about verse 12. Somebody get me Ephesians chapter 5. Then somebody give me Ephesians chapter 5. I ain't messing with y'all. Romans 13 and 12. Give me Ephesians 5 and 12.
Romans 13 and 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly as in the day, and not rioting and drunkenness, and chambering, wantonness, not in strife and envy.
That's good. He say that the cast off, because you know when you sleep, you walk in darkness, right? Look at the I think Ephesians 5 and 12 is really what we want.
Ephesians 5 and 12.
Yeah.
It is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
Yeah.
For whatsoever does make manifest is light.
Yeah.
Wherefore he says, awake you
Awake. That what?
that sleep,
That sleep.
and arise from the dead.
Arise from the dead. He said, I sleep, but my heart wake. It's the voice of my beloved. So what y'all think you're talking about? I sleep, but my heart's awake. It's the voice of my beloved saying, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. What y'all think this could be telling you about? But he said, I'm asleep though. We need to get up. Go on and get John chapter 11. John chapter 11. Probably about verse 14. Let's see what that says.
John chapter 11, verse 14.
Give me a second. John chapter 11, verse 14. Well, I see you, boy. They say denying this boy, he got one strap. It's denying this, though. That's how he is. Okay. Boy, he ain't look like shit if he turned around. That was a man said he had one leg rolled. You let him wear some Tim with it too? He really look like a 90 big deal. Look like who's your conflict. Y'all know that look. All the niggas were overall. Rapping about weed. They only had 2 songs. After that, they were gone.
I'm at line pretty old.
They don't know who I'm talking about. They talking about hanging the middle of the bone. Go ahead.
John chapter 11, verse 14. Then Yahushua said plainly, Lazarus is dead.
Lazarus is dead.
And I'm glad for your sake that I was not there,
I'm glad I wasn't there.
to the intent that ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him.
Let's go unto him.
And Thomas, which is called Didymus,
What did Thomas say?
unto his fellow disciples, let us also go that we may die with him.
We want to die with him.
Then when Yahushua came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already.
He been in there 4 days. What Martha say?
Then Bethany was near to Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs.
She was like a little walk, that a little hump.
And many of the Yahudim came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother.
Yeah.
Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Yahushua was coming, went to meet him. But Mary sat at the house.
She stayed to the house.
Then said Martha unto Yahushua, Master,
What she say?
if thou hadst been here, my brother would have not
He
died.
would have died though.
But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of Elohim will give it to thee.
Yes, sir.
Yahushua said unto her, thy brother shall rise again.
She said, I know he will.
Martha said unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day.
Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
That shall he live.
And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
Believe this?
Believe thou this?
Go ahead.
She said unto him, Yes, Master, I believe that thou art the Mashiach, the son of Elohim, which should come into the world.
Go ahead.
And when she had said so, she went her way and called Mary her sister secretly, saying, The Master is come, and calleth for you.
Drop down to about 5 minutes.
They say, Then Mary was come, 32. Then Mary was come unto Yahushua where he was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Master, if thou hadst been there, my brother would have not died.
What did he tell her?
And Yahushua therefore saw her weeping, and the Yahudim also weeping, which came with her. He groaned in his ruach and was troubled,
In trouble.
and said, Where have ye laid him?
Where you laid him
And
at?
they said unto him, Master, come and see. Yahushua wept. Then said unto the Yahudim, Behold, how he loved him.
Go ahead.
And some of them said, Could not this
Now, this is
man,
my beloved.
could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused even this man that should not have died?
He shouldn't have died. What happened?
Yahushua therefore again groaned in himself, coming to the grave.
What he do?
It was a cave, and a stone was laid upon it.
What he told him to do with the stone?
Yahushua said, Take away the stone.
And what he do after that?
Mary, the sister of him that was dead, said unto him, Master,
He stink.
by this time he stinketh, for he has been dead 4 days.
And what he told her?
And Yahushua said unto her, I said, I not unto thee, that if thou would have believed that thou should have seen the esteem of Elohim.
Go ahead.
Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid.
And what happened?
And Yahushua lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou heardest me
He
always.
said, I don't do this for my sake.
But because of the people which stand by, I said,
And what did he say?
that they may believe that thou hast sent me.
And what did he say?
And when he thus had spoken,
He spoke.
he cried with a loud voice,
And what did he say?
Lazarus, come forth.
So guess what? I sleep, but my heart breaks because it's the voice of my beloved saying, Come to me, my spouse, my beloved. You know what I'm talking about? So you know what this is really telling you about? What he told you in John chapter 5. The day comes when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Man. And they that hear shall live. So even though you're dead in the grave, your heart wakes because his word is in your heart. What did we read last night about the new covenant? Where is that?
In your heart.
It's in your heart. So even though while you sleeping, why you think Paul said whether we be awake or whether we be asleep, we all gonna meet him in the dead of the Mashiach gonna rise first. This man said, clear as day. Let's look what he said again. Say, clear as day, I sleep, but my heart wake. It's the voice of my beloved that knocks, saying, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. Give me Psalms 119 and verse 1. Look what it says. He said his love is undefiled, right? Didn't we already read in Ephesians 5, she be without spot, wrinkle, or blemish, or any such thing? No sin. And if wisdom and understanding is your kinswoman and your sister or your wife, then guess what you ain't gonna have? No blemish, no sin. Therefore, your heart, even though you dead, your heart is alive. Because you're waiting to hear his voice to get up. Go ahead. Psalm 119. Look what it says.
Tahalim 119:1. Baruch are the undefiled in the way.
The undefiled in the what?
In the way.
And what the mountain said he will?
Who walk in the Torah of Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
Baruch are they that keep his testimonies, and that seek him with their whole heart.
With the whole heart.
They also do no iniquity.
They don't do no iniquity.
They walk in his ways.
They walk in the sun. Now, what y'all think he said? What do y'all think he said when he said, my head is filled with dew and my locks with the drop of the night? Now, when they say this word for lock, it actually refers to locks of hair, and it says as a forelock or shorn. You know, you see some places say a forelock is like some strand of hair right here on your forehead. You know what I'm saying? So you know when they read, you know automatically when you read locks, you automatically think, oh, he just has some stuff way down here. He just might have had some little baby. Maybe has some like
You said like a cluster of dates later on, right?
no, he was talking about breasts.
No, he said cluster of dates in Songs of Solomon chapter 5.
I know the last time I looked at some dates, he was talking about the breasts. Say,
That was grapes. That's grapes. That's grapes. He said dates. Dates.
So what y'all think this means when he say his head is filled with dew and my locks with the drop of the night?
Covered with the rock.
You got that one there too. You know whatever was running down on his head in the night. He didn't the one that sweat when he was sweating, right? But it was another time when he had some stuff running down his head too. That was that oil. And that crown of thorns. You think his head ain't gonna bleed? Let me put some thorns on your head, see if you bleed. He said his head with the drops of the night. When he was sweating, it was nighttime.
When he got baptized.
When he was anointed, but it wasn't nighttime.
It was on the nighttime in the garden when you go out there.
When they were coming for him, when he was sweating, he got anointed by Mary, it was nighttime. Because you know if I put that oil on your head, you know what they're going to do. It's going to drip down in the beard like Aaron. Psalm 133, it's right there. Psalm 133, go to get it. Huh? Aaron, like at Mount Hermon, they want to say it.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
You don't think they was in unity when he told them to get drunk?
It is like a precious oil.
Abundantly, you better drink this. He said this is the blood of the New Testament, which is the blood shed for many for the remission of sin. He told y'all better go and get drunk. He said you better drink my blood now. He said he that drink my blood got life in it. You better go ahead and sip. Come on.
It is like the precious ointment upon thy head that ran down upon thy beard, even Aaron's beard, a light bearer's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Carmon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Sion.
So he said that oil was just like the dew that ran down in these places on the water of the mist. That ruach right now, man. That's what was going on. Let's read this. Psalm of Solomon 5 and 3. You know, it's a lot. I still got a little bit of time. Really 5:45. These people ready to get off. I'm tired of looking at all these people reading books and whatnot. Tapping on the computer. I want to read a book. I want to say it. Psalm of Solomon 5 and 3.
I have put off my coat.
You what?
I have put off my coat.
What should you?
How shall I put it on?
Go ahead.
I have washed my feet. How shall I defile them?
Now you know what this is, right? If you don't put off the body of sins, how you gonna put that back on? Now you don't put the man to an open shame. Just like he said, if you have to be immersed again and crucify him afresh, you have put this man to an open shame. If you done put off that coat, what is you putting it back on for? If you've been washed in the blood of Mashiach, then why would you get your feet dirty again? Does that make any sense whatsoever? No, it does not. Verse 4.
My beloved put his hand by the hole of the door, and my bowels were moved.
Now what y'all think this could be?
Where it pierced him in the side.
No, but he said, my beloved put his hands in the hole of the door. That's talking about Thomas.
I was going to say when they came and touched it.
John 20 and 25, that's talking about Thomas. Because when they pierced him in the side, ain't nobody still remember. Mashiach said in John chapter 10, he what?
I can't keep quickly now. I know what I was thinking. Can't keep quickly.
Remember when they say bowels, they talk about inward parts or organs or procreation or womb. So he stuck his hand in this man's womb. So I told you like that when we told the young man, well, you know, a vagina ain't nothing but an open womb. That's all it is.
It still bleeds.
Yeah, what do open wounds do? Because if I touch one of you niggas right now, I guarantee you gonna bleed. You stay open. He don't scab up, he gonna keep bleeding. And you probably gonna die.
Did hemophilia.
John 20 and 25.
Luke 9:20. Luke 9:20 and 25. The other Talmudim therefore said unto him, we have seen the master.
We seen it.
But he said unto them, except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails,
And what else?
and put my finger into the print of the nails,
So my beloved put his hand by the hole of the door, my bowels were moved for him.
and thrust my hand into his side.
I would not believe.
I would not believe.
Go ahead.
And after 8 days again, his Talmudim were with them, and Thomas with them, and Yahushua, the doors being shut. He stood in the midst.
And said what?
Shalom. And said unto Thomas, reach here your finger and behold my hands, and reach your hand and thrust it into my
Would
side.
Thomas be considered to be his beloved? And what did Thomas do?
Be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said to him, my master, my Elohim. Yahushua said to him, Thomas, because you see me, you believe.
Baruch those.
Baruch are they that have not seen.
You not see when he say, my master, my Elohim, his bowels were moved for him? Now his inward part done, I just stuck my hand in the hole of the door. So you know that scene I look at, and your bowels should be moved when you stick your hands through the hole of the door. You stick your hands in this man. Because you've been adjoined to you become one with him. He had to take it. That's amazing people overlook that. They just think stick your hand in the hole of, stick my hand in the hole of the door for him. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Stick my hand in the door. Yeah, we need to literally stick our hand in the door. Because if you did, then your bowels would be moved for this man to the point where you would be yearning to be like what it was in Psalm 119. You would serve him. Come on back to Psalm chapter 5. We have that verse 4. Verse 5.
Songs of Solomon chapter 5 verse 5. And it reads, I rose up to open my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with the sweet smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock.
Upon the handles of the locks.
I opened.
When we look at handles of the lock, this is a bowl. Now what y'all think this means when he said I rose up to open to my beloved, my hands dropped with myrrh? Knowing that the myrrh is the sacred oil of perfume. With a sweet smelling myrrh. Upon the handles of the lock. What you think this would be? What you think that would be? Say the sweet smelling or the ruach is on my hands for me to put upon the handles of the lock. So what would be locked to you?
The bondage of sin, man.
The understanding. What was shut up? It's locked up so you can't get in. He's got to Matthew chapter 16 and by verse 18. Make it 16 and 16. What did he say in Isaiah 22? He gave him the keys of who?
Servant.
To David. Say, I give you the keys of David that you will open a door which no man can shut. And you will shut a door which no man can open. And the master told you that again in Revelation 3 when he said, I have the keys of David. So guess what the only way you can get in this door to get into this lock? That ruach got to be there. Because if it's not there, what did he do with them 10 virgins when he shut the door and they said, let us in. You can't get in. You ain't got the oil on your hands to get in. Literally, because that's what happened in Matthew 24. The ones with the oil got in. They were able to get in and the lock was open unto them. The 10 that the other 5 that came back in hell, they say, man, let me in. I said, nigga, I don't know who you is, God. You ain't got no rule. You ain't sacrifice yourself. You locked out. The Ruach the only way you can get in the house. You can't get in without it. And they just think that man talking about some locks and some, come on.
16:16. Matthew 16:16. And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Mashiach, the Son of the living Elohim. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah. The flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but the Father which is in Shamayim. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of Shamayim, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in Shamayim.
The keys to get into the kingdom is the man Ruach. That's what's going to get the lock open. You can't get in without that. Come on back to Psalm. We're in verse 6.
Psalm of Solomon chapter 5 verse 6. I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. And my soul fell when he spake. I saw him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer.
Because I go a place where you can't go. Look at verse 8. Look what he said now.
The watchmen that went about the city found me.
Who are these watchmen that went about the city to find me? No, keep right. Ain't about keep reading. Look what he said. They did what?
They smote me.
And what else did they do?
And wounded me.
And what happened?
And the keepers of the wall took away my veil from me.
What is he talking about? That's the scribes and the Pharisees that are the watchmen that went about the city. We know how they smote him. You know how they wounded him. He was wounded for your transgressions. And by his stripes you healed. Then he said, what you think this means? The keepers of the walls. Who are the keepers of the walls? Us. That's the same. That's the keepers of the walls took away my veil from me.
Oh,
That's the scribes and Pharisees again. So let's look at 2 Corinthians 3 and 15.
He said, why I say I open my beloved, but what if he ain't do 6?
Dwight said he thought it was the Romans that parted his veil, well, that cast lots.
No, the Romans took his clothes. The veil is the thing in the temple that covers the Ark of the Covenant. Right. And when he died at that earthquake, the veil was rent.
Now let's go on.
They job.
I was thinking about the veil like of a wife.
His veil was taken away from him because now he could be revealed. That's why he said the keepers of the wall. That's why you read that John 11, they say, we got to kill him. He say, you foolish men, you know nothing at all. It's expedient for one man to die for the people. He needed the keepers of the wall to kill him so the veil could be removed. Now your eyes can be enlightened like Jonathan when you took that honey about that tree. Our whole objective is to get the understanding that your eyes can be enlightened. Your eyes are enlightened, you can see the sun. And he say, he that walketh in the light know where he goes. He that walketh in darkness don't know where he goes. So you can be just like what you read this man say, when he's like, man, I was asleep, but my heart went. That even though you're dead, you live. See, there's a lot of people that are dead, and yet they are alive. There's a lot of people that are alive, and yet they are dead. You know what I'm saying? And they hear the word every Shabbat. Like I was telling the brother, like I said, I done said this here before, this ain't no boast or nothing. It's just the reality of it. You got most groups, man, they only hear the word once a week. So that's 52 times a year, not counting no feast days. Now what you gonna do with 52 times a year?
Absolutely.
You ain't gonna do nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? But by the product about how y'all got us going, and these people 365 day counting, man, we hear the word 180 times. You know what I'm saying? You can do a little something with that. That's over half the year. These people, these niggas don't hear. We were just talking about that earlier. Like nigga tell you, yeah, man, you come around here every 3 years, you hear my next lesson. What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with dudes arguing about the same topics day in and can a woman wear pants? No, she can't wear. What am I keep arguing with you about it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, can we have long hair? We don't went through that. You ain't got to, you can wear long hair, nigga. You're not gonna do what you wanna do. I don't care. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. We just learned last week that dude said you can get divorced and remarry, right? You don't believe in that, you can do what you want to do. It's your soul, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna show you why we don't believe in that, you do what you want to do. I'm not finna argue with you about that. It's Esau the white man. I sit back and like arguing with you about that. If I can sit back and show you, nah, he's not white, what am I sitting here and argue with you? You know what I'm saying? Day in, what am I arguing about the 12 tribe chart day in and day out? We done proved it wrong, so I keep arguing with you. For what? What's the point of that? That doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? You niggas stay on that and you rock on that. What we were talking about the little dude yesterday. Every time you go downtown and catch Captain Stupid and his married men, guess what they talking about? Same stuff every day. You the people, and they looking for somebody to cause a confrontation with. No, but it's serious though. Week in and week out, it's the same thing. Who wants to hear that? Come on, bro.
We had 2 Corinthians 3
And 14.
and 14. Let's go to 13. And not as Mashah, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Yasharal could not steadfastly look to the end that which is abolished. But their minds were blinded, for until this day remains that same veil untaken away.
See, that veil ain't been taken away from them. He say the walls have taken away my veil from me. See, you don't realize the master couldn't come out and openly say who he was until the veil was gone. Once that veil is removed, now you can see, because you know what I'm saying? That's blinding your eyesight. It's blinding your heart the way you can't see. Your soul can't get saved. Therefore, you can't call understanding your kinswoman. Because the son of Elohim came to give you an understanding that you may know and dwell in him that is true, which would make you his relative. You're one with him. Understanding is very, like I told y'all before, you don't go through this book to pull this man out for the sake of doing it. It's for you to get understanding that your soul may live. This man say, quicken me, which give me understanding that I may live. That's what it says in Psalm 119. Give me your son so I can live. Because he is your understanding. If you don't understand that the book is about him and the plan of salvation through him, your faith is worthless. And you're serving Elohim for nothing. You might as well eat all the ribs you can. You might as well go out Saturday afternoon, do your thing. Friday night, hit the club, smoke your doobie, get off because you're still going to hell. Because he say if you lack understanding, you worthy of death. That means you don't even have the insight to know why you believe what you believe and know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just doing something for the sake of doing it. That's dumb. That's why he say, y'all gonna lead too. They say, where we gonna go? You got the word. You have the ability to give us the words of eternal life. That means you got the words of understanding. I can't understand the book without you. He said, you understand what you're reading? He said, how can I accept a man guide? And what do million and one Hebrews do? I learned the book on my own. See? Yeah, y'all give wisdom to men living, but somebody got to teach you the word for that seed to fall in your heart for him to be able to give it to you. They just think this man talk this stuff out like, I'm just going to give Bill some wisdom. Everybody get wisdom. Song of Solomon chapter 5. Has he ever operated like that anymore? I don't know why they think he just all of a sudden, because you in captivity, he gonna change it up. Where we at? Verse 7, verse 8. Songs of Solomon 5 and 8.
I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, that you tell him that I am sick of love. What is thy beloved more than another beloved?
He said, I'm sick of love, bro. I'm sick of. He said, if you find it, this is what you tell him. He said, if you find, he said, tell him that I'm sick. And you know what that is? To be weak or become grieved or diseased. Now what y'all think this to mean? I charge you, daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, tell him that I'm sick of love. Where do you think we can find that at? Because it's them. So they were looking for him. They were weak, they were grieved, they were distressed. Oh. Luke 24 and 14. Make it 13. 12 actually. Because they say if you find him now, you tell him now, I'm grieved. I'm very sad. I can't find him. I'm looking for him too. Because they came to that grave to do what? He said 3 days, boy, he be here. I can't find him. Please tell me when you find him. Tell him I'm sick of love. I'm so sad right now. Because you know, things like this, they go, oh, Solomon was a freak. Hold on. Give me 1 Kings 4. Because this is the reason why we looking at this here. Remember when we did sing with understanding? Because remember they say, see, songs ain't no prophet. Ain't that what it said? When the dude say David wasn't no prophet. Look like the New Testimony of Yahweh Shah to do all the prophets. Look like see some prophets. Yeah. Let me see if 1 Kings 4 and 32 say. Make it 30. That it.
Allah Malakim 4:30. And Shalamon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country.
I say, all you old wise, you Babylon nigga.
And all the wisdom of Mitzrayim.
All you Egyptian niggas that like booty hole.
For he was more wiser than all men.
All men.
Than Ethan, than Ezraki, and Haman, and Kalkal, and Darda, and the sons of Makal. And his fame was in the nations round about. And he spoke 3,000 proverbs.
And did what?
Or dark sayings, and his songs were 1,005.
He's had a lot of songs then. So guess what we can say establish Solomon to be then? Because this song's of Solomon. He's singing a song, right? But you know what those rules they is singing about? Getting freaky. You know what I'm saying? They think it's about getting freaky or committing oral sex. See, Solomon tell you, boy, nobody can get you scared. You done heard it. Come on back to Psalm chapter 5. I mean Luke 24:12. You know you done heard it. Make it to you. I would think, well, I've heard rules say that. See, right here, he told you can do it. And try to use certain words that this man used to describe certain fluids to describe a man's symbol fluid. That's how perverted the nigga mind is. That he think when he say wine or milk, like dude really said milk was referencing a man's sin. You know how perverted of a mind you got to have for that? That you think the living out of he gave this man a word to tell you that your wife can swallow your seed? Are you that sick? Go ahead, man. I wish I was lying, but I ain't. Luke 24:10, man. I wish I was lying, but I ain't.
Luke 24:10. It was Miriam of Migdal, and Yehukanan, and Miriam, the mother of Yaakov, the other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles.
So they say, I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, you tell him I'm singing love. Was that not the daughters of Jerusalem that came and told?
And their words seemed to them as idle tales.
They seemed like they were just telling the story.
They believed them not.
They ain't believe nothing they said.
Then arose Kepha, and ran to the sepulchre, and stooping down, he beheld the linen garments laid by themselves, and departed, wondering himself at which was come to pass. And behold, two of them dealt that same day to a village called Yami, which was from Jerusalem about 80 furlongs.
It was a short trip.
And they talked together these things which happened.
They discussed this.
And it came to pass that while they communed together in reason,
What happened?
Yahushua himself drew near,
Drew near.
went with her, but their eyes were holden, that they should not know.
They didn't know him
And
yet.
he said unto them, what manner of communication are these, that you have one to another as you walk?
They were sick of love, but they were stressed. They walk around and say, what did they find him? Please tell him. What did he say back? What did this man say back to him?
One of them, whose name was Cleophas, answered, said unto him, are you only a stranger in Jerusalem,
You a stranger?
and have not known the things which are come to pass in the last days?
You ain't know what's going to happen.
And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him concerning Yahushua.
Well, you know that's hard. You sitting there looking at him like, this me. What you talking about, bro? Come on.
Concerning Yahushua of Nazareth, which was a Nabi, mighty indeed in the word before Elohim and all the people.
Yeah.
And how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and crucified.
And what happened?
But we trusted that it had been with him. But we trusted that it had been he which have redeemed Yahshua all. And besides all of this, today is the third day since these things happened.
They were distressed because they like, well, we ain't found our beloved. They were kind of, you don't think they were kind of distressed? That's amazing, isn't it? That we're actually looking at the death, resurrection, and all this stuff. You're a lady.
Come here.
What about that? Verse 9. Songs of Solomon 5:9. That's a lot of information in 8 verses. About a lot of different things to it. And guess what all of them point to? They have you to give you the insight that your soul might be saved. Now you have insight on the plan of salvation, and you can actually see how much this man loves you. Go ahead. Verse 9 of Songs of Solomon.
What is thy beloved more than another beloved?
What is my God compared to another God, basically?
O thou fairest among women. What is thy beloved more than another beloved? And what thou dost so charm us?
Go ahead. Let's look at verse 10 though, because verse 10 is going to be quite interesting.
My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000.
What do y'all think that could mean? That my beloved is white and ruddy. Period.
When I looked it up, it means, it doesn't actually mean white, it means like shiny.
It literally means shiny. The word is sakata. It literally means to dazzle, glowing, clear, and bright. So what will we look at when it comes to that?
When that stone was appeared to be shining and bright.
Let's look at Matthew chapter 17. When he says that he's ruddy, he's Adam, right? So the Son of Man was shining. He said he's white and ruddy. That's interesting. And we know for the word for Adam, we got what, the olive and the dollar and the ma'im, right? So what do we got? You know what I'm talking about? You got the strength of the first, the door to life. When we look at this, what we got right here? What is right there? Cement, and what that is? Oh, that's to consume, right? Separation. So what you think that's looking at? We'll see in a minute. He just said that my beloved is white and ruddy. My uncle, my friend, is white and ruddy. He has the separation that consumes the first to the door that brings life. Or the strength of the door that brings life. We already read where he said, I stuck my hand in the door, the hole of my beloved, right? I stuck my hand in the door. So if he say my beloved is white and ruddy, let's see, Matthew 17:1.
Matthew 17:1.
Give me Luke 24 and 30.
And after 6 days, Yahushua took Kepha, Yaakov, and Yehukanan his brother, and brought them into a high mountain, and was transfigured before them.
He was what? He was
Transfigured.
And what happened?
His face did shine.
His what? So he had the Scott in, right? He is glowing. He's clear and he's bright. Who else was glowing and clear and bright? We already read it. Moses had to put the veil on the face. And guess what that means? What? That he was chiefest among 10,000. Not Moses the chiefest among all the people. And he was white and ruddy. He was shining, yet he was still a man. He was still flesh.
His face did shine as the sun, and his remnant was white as light.
That's interesting. Very, very interesting. And I got you Luke 24 and 30.
Luke 24, verse 30. And it came to pass as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed
Let's
it,
drop down to 34. Speed it up.
saying, 34, Luke 24, 34, saying, the master is risen indeed, and hath appeared to Simon. And they told what things were done in the way.
He's risen indeed. He's shown himself to Simon. Come on.
And how he was known of them breaking the bread.
Known of them in the breaking of bread.
And as they thus spake, Yahushua stood in the midst of them, saying,
What did he say?
Shalom, or peace be unto you.
And what happened?
But they were terrified and
They
affrighted,
were scared.
and supposed that they had seen the Ruach.
And what did he say to them?
And he said, Why are you troubled? And why do the thoughts arise in the heart, your heart? Behold, my hands and my feet,
He told them to look at it.
that it
Handle
is
me.
myself.
He said, handle me.
And see, for a spirit have not flesh and bones, as you see me
So he
have.
was shining right there. So my beloved is white and ruddy. So guess what? Get me Philippians 3 and 18. You know in Ecclesiastes 8 and 1 it says wisdom calls a man's face to shine. So if you would say wisdom is your sister, then your face would shine. Which would make you what? White and ruddy.
Philippians 3 and 18. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the stake of Hamashiach, whose end is destruction, whose Elohim is their belly, and whose esteem is their shame, whose mind earthly things. For our conversation or behavior is in Shemayim, from whence also we look for our salvation, the Master Yahushua Mashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his esteemed body, according to the working whereby he is able to subdue all things
I
unto
mean,
himself.
your beloved will be white and ruddy. He's going to shine. But yet, guess what? He say, a Ruach don't have flesh and bone. He still had this right here. You know what I'm saying? He still had his flesh, so he's white and ruddy. He still had on. He still, does he say that? White and ruddy. Now when you say chiefest among 10,000, that word is the gall. You know what it is? To carry a banner or a standard. You know what a banner or a standard gonna be referring to? And I still ain't forgot that last part about the strength that coming to the door that has life or to consume or separate. Give me Romans 1 and 2. It's still going back to fruit, those fig leaves. Because if you're going to be the chief, if you're going to be chief and rudder, you're going to have to die to bring forth the fruit of eternal life, or the peaceable fruit of righteousness, or to have that change. Come on, sir. Romans 1 and 2.
Romans 1 verse 2. Which he had promised aforetime by his prophets in the Kodash scriptures concerning his son Yahushua HaMashiach our master, which was made of the seed of Dawood according to the flesh, and declared to be the son of Elohim with power according to the Ruach, with power, according to the Ruach of Kodashness, by the resurrection from the dead.
See how he was made the chief yet ruddy at the same time? He said he was according to the seed of David, according to the flesh. And what did they describe David as being?
Ready.
So that's why he got to be the chief of saying ruddy. He got to be all this here, following the same thing. Because what was David, right? David had some shining going along with him too. Yahuwah was with him. He was a man after his own heart. And he was the chiefest among 10,000. And he set up a standard in the banner too. Give me Isaiah 61 and 10. You sit back and look at a standard or set up a banner. Because Yahushua set up a standard or a banner to the people. You know, a banner is a flag, something you wave when you carry. And what was Mashiach up there on that stage? A banner.
Yashayahu 61 and 10. I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My soul shall be joyful in my Elohim, for he has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of Sadiq, or righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with jewels.
Might be 62. That's still work out. You can finish it. I'll tell you what's up.
For as the earth brings forth her bud, as the garden calls the things that are sown in it to spring forth, the Master Yahuwah will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth.
See, is that the same thing we talking about? Righteousness to spring forth before all nations are coming up out the ground. Because he said bud and bring forth fruit, right? That's that fig leaf, yet again. So we have to turn around and we look at that. And that's also being the chiefest and the ruddiest, or being covered with the light and being flesh at the same token. Because he's covering you with his ruach, which is going back to the fig aprons that they sowed. But let's say Isaiah 62 and probably about 6 or 8 actually.
62 and 8. Yahuwah has sworn by his right hand.
Sworn by who?
His right hand.
Sworn by his son then.
By the arm of his strength. Surely I will no more give you corn to be meat for your enemies. And the sons of the stranger shall not drink your wine, for the which you have labored. But that you gather it shall eat. Praise Yahuwah, that they have brought it together, shall drink it in the courts of Kudash.
Go ahead.
Go through.
Go where?
Go through. Go through the gates.
Go through the gates.
Prepare ye a way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones.
Cast up the highway and gather out the stones.
Lift up a standard for the people.
John 3 and 14. Go ahead, keep reading.
Behold, Yahuwah has proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, Yahushua comes. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him.
Go ahead now. Let's look at 14. So you say lift up a standard. That's what we're supposed to do. That's going about carrying that stake on your shoulder and suffering with him. You're going to lift up that standard, that banner. Give me 2 Timothy 2 and 19.
John chapter 3 verse 14. And Moshe lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the son of Elohim be lifted up.
For what cause?
For whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
So that's what it's sitting up. You cast up that banner, you get lifted up. Life is being lifted up. And you should be proclaiming and showing that banner everywhere that you go. Go ahead.
2 Timothy 2 and 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of Elohim stands sure, having this seal. Yahuwah knows them that are his. Let everyone that names the name of Yahuwah depart from sin or iniquity. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold, silver.
Give me the last verse of Song of Solomon, chapter 5. So you know if you lift up that standard, you just sit back saying the chiefest of that standard, because the master is the chiefest of them all. Who's above him? Said he'd be called great, the son of Elohim. So So we gotta realize we need to lift that up and manifest that and show them. Come on, man, read verse 16.
His mouth is most sweet.
His mouth is most sweet.
Yea, he is altogether
He's
lovely.
quite lovely.
This is my beloved.
This is my beloved.
And this is my friend.
This is my friend.
O daughters of Jerusalem.
Now when we look at it,
You can tell that was a good song.
say his mouth is most sweet. When they look at most sweet, it's a sweet thing. It's man talk. You know what that is? Sweet thing. Not Mary J. Blige. Sweet.